Let's go.
Dr. Rosie Milligan, one of the most sought-after speakers on the circuit today. Her live internet talk show, Express Yourself, is the most provocative, thought-provoking, and talked about radio show on the internet. There's no holds barred, and Dr. Milligan puts the B in bold. She brings it every Tuesday live at 10 a.m. Pacific and 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Dr. Rosie has been proclaimed the most provocative female writer of the century. Her books include Satisfying the Black Man and Black Woman Sexually Made Simple, Why Black Men Choose White Women, and the book Nigga Please. These books have raised eyebrows across the country. She has authored 21 books and published 350 titles for authors nationwide. Check Dr. Rosie out at drrosie.com for her books, articles, and archives of her internet talk show. Sit at the feet of wisdom. Dr. Milligan is indeed a timekeeper and scorekeeper. She is the clock, calendar, and almanac for Black America. You need to hear her.
Dr. Rosie Milligan, coming to you live with nothing but straight talk. Yeah, that's how we do it around here, nothing but straight talk. My co-hosts are the wonderful, the AI man, Mr. Keith Swanson. Y'all still looking for him. He's real, you guys. He's really real. Okay, that's no more than a radio personality in his own right. Come on, Keith, say good morning and let the people know
good morning.
Real.
One day I'll be running your business. You better be careful. Running your business, taking your job. So be nice to me.
Well, AI is something else. I notice now, Google has changed how they answer you when you put in search. Have you noticed that?
Yeah. In fact, the Google engineer said, we take a couple of minutes. The Google engineer said Microsoft jumped the line. They weren't supposed to release it this way. And so since Microsoft wanted to be first and they actually wanted to take over the search engine. So that's why they released it first. But now that it's released now, everybody has to compete. So it's just going to accelerate from here. So it's it's going to be a thing.
Wow.
It's going to be a thing. I talked to a lot of my programmers and they said, a lot of programmers are going to lose their jobs once this thing actually takes hold. So.
Yeah, they're going to lose their job to people like me who know AI.
And the people that know AI will try to use AI to do stuff like one of my friends, he's actually using it. He's fighting his own child case, right? And he's using an AI lawyer.
Yeah,
to do it.
They got all the information.
He got all the information. He's winning cases too. So.
All right. Shawannah, are you on the line? My other co-host.
I'm here. Yes, I'm
Real
here.
estate guru.
Are you real or are you AI?
I'm AI. And I was just told I was AI when I responded to someone's letter. I responded, as an attorney. I asked my AI, I said, could you write this in an attorney professional manner? Mm-hmm. And it did. And I sent it and they were like, gosh, she got a powerful attorney. I said, I do, and don't forget it.
That's too funny. That's too funny.
Yes.
But guys, this is a great day. You're talking to one of the real estate gurus. That's Shawannah. That's what she does. Sell houses, buy houses, flip houses. She does everything to houses. So why don't you just start right out? Let them know how they can reach you if they need anything to do with housing or real estate.
Yes, anything to do with housing or real estate, loans, whatever it is that you want. If you want to talk about your reverse mortgage, whatever it is, call me 818-201-6565, or you can also reach me at 310-420-9046. I am here. I am waiting for your call. I'll give that number one more time, 310-420-9046.
Okay, great. Well, you guys, we're going to talk today about what has the greatest impact in a relationship. Is it sex or intimacy? We're going to look at how people view the importance of both. Sex, is it important? Intimacy, do one over the other? Which one is most important? Do you need one before you get to the other one? I think it would do you good, you guys, to listen to this show. After all, after eating, next is the next most sought after drive. Did you guys know that?
Yes.
Yeah, next to eating, sex is the next most sought after drive. So a lasting and healthy relationship is more important today than ever before. Why am I saying that? Even for economic reasons. I'm going to repeat that. A lasting and healthy relationship is more important today than ever before because you can't hardly make it by yourself. So people are going to have to, we're going to ask the caller to mute until you get ready to speak. Please mute. Keith, it's hard to make it on one income now. So people need to get all the skills they need as to how to make their relationship work. So that's why we're going to talk about this. In fact, I'm going to talk to like Radio Keith about doing a show like at 10 o'clock at night, and it's going to call for grown folks talk. Grown folks talk down and dirty. That's what it's going to be.
Yes, we're gonna do that. We're gonna make it happen.
You guys.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if they're ready for that one though. I don't know if they're ready.
I think they're ready.
Talk.
No, they're not ready, Shawannah. They're not ready. They're not ready.
They're ready for it. They want to know. They pretending they're not ready.
They're pretending that they want to know.
They're pretending they're not ready.
They're not ready. They're not ready for it. I assure you, they're not ready for it.
They better get ready. I've been trying to tell them when did I write these books? Satisfying the Black Woman, Sexually Made Simple, and Satisfying the Black Man, Sexually Made Simple. Boy, do our people need these books now, because I'm hearing so much crazy stuff. Hearing black men talking, we're going to go to other countries and get us woman. We don't like the black woman. You're just talking stupid and ignorant. Yeah, just stupid and ignorant. I'm going to say that again. That's only because they don't know who the black woman is, and many times she don't know who the black man is. Y'all going to be studying everybody else but us. When you really learn the truth about the black man and the black woman, you'll have a whole different perspective and a different understanding. We are not Caucasian clones. Let me pause so they can write that one down. We are not Caucasian clones. And when black folks stop thinking that they are, then I think things will be better for them. No question about it. And especially with understanding and learning about their sexuality and sensuality. It's going to make a difference. We dance to a different drum beat, you guys. It's different. Don't let nobody tell you everything is the same. No, it is not. So, especially when it comes to intimacy, because what happened is too many black families, black men and women have never, especially now they do, but years back, they never saw their parents hug, kiss, pat, touch each other. They didn't see that. They didn't see intimacy. They wondered, how did they get here? When did they have sex? How did they have all these babies? Come on, folks. I'm telling you, we have to understand historical, how we were shaped and adapted and indoctrinated into the way we feel about sex. And sex plays a very important part in relationship. And the reason I'm going to do the night show, Keith and Shawannah, because we got to talk about sex and disability, sex and stroke, sex and heart attack. I mean, sex and diabetes. Come on. Nobody's talking about that. But we have to talk about it so people can have more satisfying relationships from a sexual standpoint, So anyway, I just want to throw that out there for all those that listen, get ready for grown folks talk down and dirty. Or hey, coming up soon. So today we're going to talk about what has the greatest impact in relationship, sex or intimacy. Sex or intimacy. That's interesting because a lot of people don't know what intimacy is. And it happens a lot among our people because they haven't seen it. They didn't see their mom and dad. Somebody walk in the door and kiss maybe on the jaw, but to really give a good tongue kiss, they ain't never seen their parents do that.
Yeah.
They ain't never seen their parents do nothing like that. Like, ooh, that's nasty. That's nasty, you know?
Yeah.
So we got to wake up this stuff because it plays such a vital, important role in our lives. And for us to ignore it and to not to address it, I think it will do us much harm in the future. I really think that it will. Like Shawannah, did you grow up seeing your parents kissing and patting each other on the butt and rubbing and all that stuff? Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that. You know what's so funny? You say that because I didn't teach my daughter or my kids that, you know, sex did not exist. Because I'm very affectionate and very loving. So I didn't teach my children that, but I realized not too long ago when my grandson learned how his mom actually had the babies, had him and his sisters, he was devastated. He was like, Mom, you didn't tell me. He was devastated. So she's teaching him totally the wrong thing. The store brought the baby. He was devastated. Lord. He wouldn't talk to her for a couple of days. He said, Mom, I can't believe it. Yes.
It's interesting. Well, when we think of intimacy, when you really ask people to define it, most people don't even understand what it is. So let's talk it. It's a close and personal connection between individuals that involves, number one, you guys underline, it involves emotion. Some people are intimate on an emotional level. Some is physical or intellectual sharing. You have all those different ways. Intellectual sharing, vulnerability, and trust. That's what we're looking at, what intimacy is all about. It often tells a sense of deep familiarity, understanding, and closeness between people. You know, sharing feelings. Physical intimacy, including touch, closeness, and sexual connection. Intellectual intimacy is engaging in deep conversation and sharing intellectual pursuit. It is a key aspect of close relationship and contribute to the feeling of love, bonding, and mutual support. That intimacy that brings on closeness, feeling of love, feeling respected, bonding, and mutual support. So we really need to focus on that because too many people focus on sex. I was talking to a man today. He said, well, there's no intimacy, that closeness, that bonding, then sex is different. I wish some of the men, especially one who told me that, I wish he would call in. He said the intimacy, that closeness, that bonding. But I'm sure a lot of men say they're not interested in bonding. They're just interested in getting to the next point, reaching an orgasm, meeting their needs, and going on about their business. That's what I've heard some say, you know, I don't know. But Keith, someone said up here, there's actually plenty of Black women in other countries and from other counties.
Yeah. It's because I was just talking about this to a bunch of people, right? And that because of COVID, there's a lot more remote work, and a lot of people are traveling to other countries now. So the dating market is now global. So it's not local. It's not just Black men. It's all men from all over the world are traveling to different different cultures. So the dating market is now global and growing. So
right, but when you hear men say, "I'm going to," you know, I don't want women in this country, that kind of stuff. That's what I was talking about.
It's because
they actually there's something wrong with Black women.
No.
Put it out there. I hear them on Clubhouse talking shit. Okay.
They be talking about they want a submissive woman. Dr. Rosie, you got to be submissive.
No, really, what it is they want a traditional woman. And to see, like Shawannah and Dr. Rosie, you guys are a last of a dying breed because the women nowadays are not traditional; they're modern. They're called modern women because they're feminists. They believe in they believe in, instead of being wives, they want to be partners. I hear that a lot. My
Mm-hmm.
daughter says that a lot. I said, "What kind of man do you want?" I want a partner. I said, "You don't want to be a wife?" No, I want to be a partner. A partner is different from a wife. So a lot of relationships now are non-traditional. Okay,
Why did you laugh, Dr. Rosie? What did
Partner,
you get out of
that's
that?
just funny.
because she's. I know you've heard that, Dr. Rosie,
No,
because
I haven't.
Yeah.
you haven't heard that. Okay.
I mean,
No, I
I
haven't
hear
heard that
people
either.
refer
Partner is
to,
different than a
No,
wife.
no, this is common. In fact, a guy I talked to on a YouTube, right? Him and his wife got together, and she said, and they call it the P word, right? She's not allowed to call him her partner. Okay, I'm your husband, not your partner. So she can't use the P word inside the household. And she
so
admits she was a modern woman, and she had to learn how to adjust to being a traditional wife. But she'll never be a traditional wife, but closer to a traditional wife. In fact, I have to interview her about how did she transition from being that modern woman? I'm going to be single for the rest of my life, no kids, living in New York on a skyscraper, on a top floor overlooking the city, to being with a husband and attending the husband's needs and stuff like that. I said, how do you go from being a modern woman to a modern wife? And so, what is that? What is that? And what does it mean to be a modern wife? So, because it's going to be different because she was never trained to be a traditional wife.
well,
Yeah.
I guess I'm a partner. When you're taking on another partner, that means you do what you want to do. They do what they want to do. People who want to just be in a partner relationship, they
It,
want to
it,
feel
it's
safe, have somebody they can have sex with, have somebody they can go out with without going on the
it,
dating line and get them, because they don't intend to. They don't
it's
intend to cook. They don't
yeah.
intend to. Uh,
Uh-huh.
they just want somebody
And,
that
and
they can be
it's
married to.
it's non-traditional where partnership came from was actually from same-sex loving or gay relationships, right? In other words,
Mm-hmm.
they're the same sex, so there are no gender roles if you're both the same sex. How do you define your roles in your relationship, right? It's on the fly. You got to talk about it, stuff like that, and that's where the partnership came from, right? And then the feminists actually adopted the language. And so now they're training all the
Mm-hmm.
girls that you're not looking for a husband because there are no gender roles. And so now you're looking for a partner, and that's the way they were trained. So you have a lot of women floating around looking for a partner. You
Wow, wow. I think we have somebody on hold.
know? Mm-hmm.
Okay, go ahead, caller.
I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, that's where it came from.
Yeah, I understand that, because we would always ask me doing a business, if it's your partner, your significant others. You know how
Yeah,
we throw those
yeah,
different
yeah,
names around. In other
yeah.
words, what we're saying, you're not married.
You're not married, yeah, or you're not married, or you're not married traditionally. Now, are you married traditionally? In other words, there's no gender roles now. Everybody's kind of screwed up about how to figure out who's going to do what and who's going to do what where, and I'm not happy or satisfied because you're not trained to
Well, the
be
men
in
are
a
kind of
relationship.
confused too, though.
Yeah, they
On
are
that one,
because
they're
they're
kind of
trained the same
confused.
way.
They think they want to be the woman's role. Some of them,
They're trained.
and then
You know,
and then
yeah,
women take on the man's role.
they're
Yeah.
trained the same way because there's a book called More Than Title IX. They said exactly that from 1972 on. They didn't want to get rid of gender roles, so it's fluid. Even
Okay.
sex is
Mm-hmm.
fluid now, so
Okay.
it's
Let's
just all over the place.
let's take a caller from 310. Caller, go ahead. Give us your name, where you calling from.
Caller, I know you want in on this. Come on now.
Hello, caller, 310.
310. I guess they're listening.
Okay, maybe they just want to listen. I think we just have that one call on the line. But it's important, for us to really look at, as we talk about what has the greatest impact on relationships, sex, or intimacy. The phone number you can reach us is 310-928-7733. 310-928-7733. So we're having a conversation that should be had and far overdue, because a lot of people, reason some of these relationships are stale and jacked up, the reason they are really cheating on each other, looking for someone else when they're married or with someone, and it's not about sex. I've had many men to tell me when they step outside that relationship, it's not about sex. They say, my wife and my husband, sex is good, but
Mm-hmm.
intimacy is not there. He doesn't hold me. I mean, after sex, he uh, turn over and go to sleep, or get up and start watching TV. I hear all kind of stories, okay? And for some women, intimacy, they want intimacy after sex. They want
Mm-hmm.
that
They
man
want to bond.
to be,
Yeah.
they want to bond. They want to feel you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's very important to many people in a relationship. But how do you tell your man, look, now we need intimacy? Women tell me, and men too, they don't know how to say that. How can you not know how to say anything to someone that you're married to? One man told me that he had problems. He didn't kiss his wife. He said because she really, had some mouth odor. I said, you can't tell her that? You all can't talk about that? Keith, what's wrong with people? When you're married, you're supposed to be able to discuss anything. Now, look, you need to go brush your teeth. You mustn't bathe today. It ain't nothing that you're not supposed to be able to say. Maybe you need to change your deodorant.
Mm-hmm.
How you going to be married to somebody and you're dissatisfied sexually on an intimate level? What kind of marriage is that you can't talk to the person about anything?
They're scared of losing them because it's not, marriage used to be forever, and no matter what, you're stuck with each other no matter what. Now the average black marriage lasts 5 years, so you're afraid of them walking out the door because they get pissed off. So
well, I was at someone who, Elsie and Shirley, had been married 50 years, and I had someone sitting next to me that said 50 years. I've been married 4 times and I can't get 50 years out of all 4.
Oh my God.
That was so funny. I fell out laughing.
Oh my goodness.
I think we have a caller, 951. Go ahead, call us. Where you calling from? 951, give us your name and tell us where you're calling from and what is your take on this subject. We'll talk about what has the greatest impact on a relationship, sex or intimacy. Caller, go ahead.
Good morning. Good morning, Dr. Milligan. This is Barbara.
How are you?
That 50-year anniversary. Oh, my God. Listen, I just wanted to say, Daryl and I, my husband, Daryl, we've been married for 26 years.
Oh, congratulations.
And marriage is not easy, but you just have to remember that's the person that you love. Some people have loved, but when they fall out of love, they have to regain, what they started with and then work on it. So, Dr. Milligan, you personally have gave me good insight because when I first got married back in the 90s, I told you it's hard, at the time I was single, but you told me one thing that stuck with me, and I will say to many of the listeners, when you have a previous marriage that didn't work out, you told me, Dr. Milligan, don't bring that baggage with you with your new marriage. And that's the best thing that could have happened to me because many times that's what we do. But get into the topic, you have to be able to be open. And there's no such thing as you can't tell your mate what you want them to know. But due to my God, my Lord and Savior, with my parents, we are all upfront and speak out. So I think we need to be really honest with ourselves, with our mates. If you're honest with yourself, you love yourself, you'll find a way to say what needs to be said. But I just want to say thank you, Dr. Milligan, for all that you do. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. A lot of times, Barbara, when people say, well, I don't think I love him. I mean, you're not going to wake up maybe feeling love for someone. You don't even think about it until maybe you're apart. Then you realize, especially if there were intimacy. That's why it's so easy to enter a relationship. Intimacy is what brings bonding and closeness. That make you want to work it out, but there's no intimacy. And there are women that I've counseled who told me their husband never walk in their house and pat them on the butt or pinch their breasts or do something. It just all work, set up and watch TV till 9 o'clock and 11. And they say after I go to bed, then he get in the bed and, start rubbing and want to have sex, but not intimacy. And I've had one woman, she said, it makes her so angry. She said, I feel like just getting up, taking a knife, stabbing him. I said, is it impact you? She said, yes. She said, I want to tell him, go have sex with that damn television. That's what you've been watching for the last 3 hours while I cook and help the kids with their homework. So that's why, Barbara, I'm going to do a night show for grown folks only, down and dirty. We got to get to the bottom, because there's ever was a time that we need to stay in relationships and stay married is now.
Yeah, I solved that with my niece, in about 30 minutes, telling her what to do. So you can if you want to.
I was gonna say, Dr. Rosie, that name, that title, would be a good clubhouse title, and we can get a ton of people on there.
They're not ready. They ain't ready.
Hey, Dr. Rosie.
Hey,
Dr. Rosie. Hey, now I'm here. Okay, hello. Thank you for inviting me. I heard what the young lady was saying. That's interesting, and I got it. But here is a dilemma. First of all, one thing a man needs to understand in some cases, love is optional. Okay? Now, Tina Turner can explain it. The thing is, sometimes women use sex as power and control and withhold it from the man, wonder why he got home late. But now, on your terms, okay, I can't watch TV. You want me to cuddle? Okay, it's like you got to meet happy ground. Got to have a happy meeting. But one thing I learned, one side or the other must relinquish power and control. It's just it got to be, yes, baby. You're right, baby. No problem, baby. Okay, baby. In some cases. Sometimes it's an even thing and it just goes just fine. Not most of the time, not a lot of times, is what my experiences have shown me. But what I have to do, and I always say this, I'm so grateful I grew to attract what I am today. I have no problem. No one knows I had a woman for 18 years, have one for 18 years. Works in the medical profession, clinical scientist. Now, Dr. Rose, you know my background. What in the world would you think I'd be doing with a clinical scientist? But now, 2-time UCLA graduate, trade tech graduate, I had to build on myself. We don't have those problems. He's just as freaky as I am. But now I'm gotten old. I'm 61. I'm about wore out anyway. But one thing I have found, companionship is what we both talk about. Companionship.
What about intimacy? Seem like you're involved with someone. Because you said a key word. You said, I said, baby. People don't realize just words like that. That's part of expression of intimacy. Baby, honey, sugar. Now, see, you guys just don't know how far they go. Come talk to them, Shawannah. That go a long ways with somebody. I have this friend of mine, his mother, I did her trust, and she was the sweetest person. She would always, baby, I just want to see this, yes, baby. And I had her son laughing. I said, you know what? I said, I would call her just to hear her say baby. Because a lot of women ain't even heard baby in a long time. I haven't heard sweetie in a long time. It changes the dynamic. They call it sweet talking, right? Reassure. That sweet talk.
Constantly.
It makes a difference.
I learned that to constantly reassure her.
Oh, you learned that. You learned that, huh, Tony?
Oh, Lord. And she's the only child, too? Jesus Christ. Lord have mercy, God. Okay. Yes, I did. You better believe that one.
Intimacy is so important. So important.
Yes.
I tell people, Tony, in my book, Satisfying the Black Woman, Black Man, Sexual Made Simple, I talk about sex does not begin in the bedroom. It don't begin in the bedroom. It's while she's cooking, you walk behind and touch a rubber or pattern, okay? It's like when you leave notes telling her how much you enjoyed whatever, whether it's food or whether it's sex. You know, some people never even express that to each other. That I have counseled men and women, Keith, who have said that their partner have never, ever said that they enjoyed having sex with them or what it meant. They just do and go on about their business. Is there people still out there like that?
There's fews and fews. See, what these guys do, I know guys personally because, I go and speak. And at these jails and these prisons, not that I've been to no prison, but they will hook up with a woman because they feel, well, I've been in prison. I can't get, that's a lie. Put the work in, get your expungements. WLCAC shows you how to do expungements. I can show you and help you because I've read upon it. And they hook up with a woman that's doing something and she's needy. Now, Thug Bastard and moved in and almost got his name on a house. I got to tell you one on a personal level. You're going to die when I tell you.
I know
and you probably know where I'm going to go. and the woman had to sell all the property that her daddy left her. They are gone. And he got shot up 3 times, by the way, but he's still living. Okay?
Wow. Well,
Lord have mercy. See, but they pull these guys in. It's crazy.
Well, we got to, don't you think it's time that we understand? See, intimacy is bonding. When you really bond with someone, you treat them different. I mean, they can feel you. You're supposed to feel your mate or your husband, not just when he's in that house. You're supposed to be able to feel him when he's absent. That's deep talk, isn't it? I'm telling y'all, you're supposed to feel that joker when he's at work and you sitting there at work at your desk. You know, all of a sudden, you know, a chill should go over. You should feel him. You should think about him, not just when you walk in that house. That's what happens when people bond, but most people do not bond, and some people don't. As Barbara was saying that I told her don't bring the other baggage into relationship. Some people don't bond. They're in relationship, you guys, and they have a wall around their heart. I know I'm not gonna feel that close, and I ain't gonna never let nobody get that close to me. No more. Girl, he broke my heart. Come on.
Why?
That's why the relationships are stale, because you can't bond. When you can't bond, you can't produce the caring that you should, because you don't have that closeness. You don't have that empathy. You can't have that sympathy. Bonding is important. It's important. So we really have to look at it. It's more than about sex. You can sex all day, but if you don't bond, if there's no intimacy, Jody got your girl and gone, okay?
No, Doc, I got one more thing I want to say. I do some crazy stuff. Here's where I'm going with this. I have some friends. They're doctors at hospitals, some of them, and they are all of them are high learning people. All of them is doctors or PhDs. Tony, can I ride with you? I need a blanket to cover up my head. I want to spy on this guy. Why do you guys get these bongo players and these crazy guys? You can't hang with them. You want to control them, and you don't have them no more. You got these fabulous homes, but they can't keep nothing but a poodle. A poodle, they got the same outfit they got. When I see a woman in the bank with a poodle just like her, I run. But I don't need to look for nobody. That's the blessed thing. See, why the control? You know what? It's always, it's these men. How can it be all these men? You went through 8 men this year. How can it be them?
Well, you got a good point. At some point, you need to look at yourself. You need to look at what sign is in your back. What's on the back of your T-shirt? If this is taking place.
That's too cold.
Yeah,
that's
what's on
too
the back
cold right
of your
there.
T-shirt? That's the question you have to ask. Well, Tony, you can hang with us. Thank you for calling, because Tony is always up and out front. But, you know, I think we want to focus. If you don't deal with the intimate, the sex not going to last that long until someone else come along, because anybody can have sex. But everybody don't know how to be intimate. Intimate means someone who touches your soul, you know, that touches your bone. They become so connected to you. And most people don't have that, Tony, even though they're married. They do not have that connection. That's why it's so easy to walk out of that relationship, because they never did bond.
That's
never
true.
did bond.
Never had it to begin with.
Right.
Hey, Rosie, I'm going to call you back. I got to stop into this bit.
Okay, go ahead, Tony. I think, Keith, do we have another caller?
Okay, I'll call you back.
Okay. Do we have another caller, Keith? Okay, are you guys there?
I'm here, Dr.
I'm the only one.
Okay, Shawannah, what's your take on that?
You know, I definitely think that you should have some intimacy and sex going on. And a lot of women, unfortunately, I think as we get older, and I'm not saying we as me, but as
speak for yourself.
Yeah, you know, but sometimes as we get older, I notice a lot of my friends tell me they don't even think about sex, you know, and I think sex, intimacy is good, but sex is really, really important, because that gives the man and the woman energy. You know, you get certain energy from that, and it brings the intimacy involved. You know, you have to remember to give the massages, to give the baths. That's the intimacy part, and to have the nice romantic dinners. Even if you don't go out, you can put together a nice romantic dinner with candles and a little wine and everything, and it could be all proper. You know, it could be nice, but we can't forget about sex. So many women say, I don't like sex. And we do have to address that, because that's what makes the man go out.
Well, you don't have to. You don't have to like it. If you didn't like it, you didn't like it in the first place when you got with him.
Right.
So
exactly. And if you would,
you can keep doing it.
To get him,
yeah. Well, the same thing you took to get your baby, it's going to take the same thing to keep her. You know, same thing.
And we also got to remember, Keith. You know, when you got with the man, you may have been a size 6. You can't think a man is going to just be totally in love with you if you're a size 16. That's just total neglect.
You're going to get jumped on, girl. You're going to get jumped on. You're going to get jumped on talking like that.
We all neglect ourselves. I'm not saying anything bad, but we do have to remember to take care of ourselves. It's not just for the man, it's for ourselves. It's to live a long, healthy life. You know, and all that has to do with our sex drive. When your sugars are off and when your blood pressure is off, it makes a lot of things off. So we have to consider everything involved. So I'm going to stop before I put my foot in any words.
You going to get jumped on. Remember, I told you there are a lot of impotent women. In fact, I'm going to do a show on that. You guys, there are so many impotent women. So they will have sex with the man to secure the relationship and the marriage. And on the honeymoon night, they close their legs. They're done. I have gotten this man hooked. I'm married. They never did like sex. And then when they get married, the man is thinking, is something wrong with him? Because, you know, what's wrong with me? So it's like this. I tell people when I did a seminar, I said, what are the times that you are not in the mood or not for sex or not conducive to having good sex? And they tell me, well, when he make me mad or if he come in late, they name all the different reasons. And I say, when you go to that job of yours and that boss make you mad, do you stop typing? Do you stop answering his phone? Then you see it as a duty. So if you're going to get married to somebody, some things are a duty. It's not about whether that's the hardest thing in relationship, when a man want to do only what he wants to do. Say I want to go to a movie. I don't like those kind of movies. You don't have to like it, Negro. You go because I want to go and I want your company.
Suck it up.
Suck it up. Mm-hmm. That's the key word, Keith. In a good relationship, it's compromise. It's suck it up. Baby, why are you fussing about having sex with your husband? He ain't asked you to do nothing all night. If you do it right, it ain't gonna last that long in the first place. Y'all need some lessons.
Yeah, that baby crying at 3 a.m. in the morning. You know, you don't want to get up and feed that baby, but you got to suck it up. It's duty. Right. Okay? If you have a duty to that child, you have a duty to your wife.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. So that's what we got to understand. So you hit the key word, Keith. It's all about duty. You have a duty to perform when you're in a marriage. And that's why it doesn't work, because everybody want to do just what they want to do. You know?
Yeah, we got a caller, 951.
951?
Still on hold? Okay, are you muted? 951?
Tim said that's what a marriage is supposed to be.
It is. I had a doctor music doctor in Ohio. He said that in the Bible there's two ways. You know, there's only two things, right? Either abstinence or in virginity or marriage. Okay, there's only two. Having sex outside of marriage was not allowed. So your partner is your only sexual outlet. So if people believe that, and you believe in marriage, and you believe that your partner's only sexual outlet is you, you got to do what you got to do your job. He's got nobody else but you. That's what marriage is supposed to be. He's got nobody else but you.
Exactly. Let's take 951. I see they came up again. 951, open your mic. Give us your name. Tell us where you're calling from. Okay.
And they must be shy.
Okay. And when you think of intimacy, emotionally, you just tied in emotionally. Or physical, intellectual. There are some people, they love women because they're intellectual. They stimulate that. They're bonded to that because they get to share. They share books they read. They share trips. I mean, you got to look at what I want you all to look at is, what do you connect on? Let me throw the number out again. 310-928-7733. 310-928-7733. Or you can email us here at innerlight, INNER, innerlightradio@yahoo.com. And this show is going to re-air tonight, and we'll give you the time before we close this show. But what are you connected? What have you bonded? What phase of intimacy are you entertaining? Emotionally? Are you tied to the woman emotionally, that you feel that, you want to be around them, you need that energy? Is it someone that you can share your intellectual thoughts with? Someone you can trust? Because when you become intimate, there's a vulnerability. That means that you don't hold back. You can discuss anything with that person. You can share your inner feelings. So many people just got all this bottled up energy, stuff that they want to talk about, and they go, can I share that with him? Now, there's a line. You don't go sharing somebody you haven't had an investment in, somebody you meet. You only been with them a couple of months, not even 6 months, and you telling them everything about you and your family. Telling them about your mama on Prozac and your daddy was an alcohol. They don't need to know all that. It's too much right now. Too much. You don't need to tell all that. You need to, as time go, and when you have intimate moments,
right,
then when your hearts connect with each other, you will know when it's time that you can share something that's burning in your heart that you want that person to know. But some people on the first date, they let it all out. My kid in jail, my daddy did this, and They don't need to know about that. Let them get to know you instead of your family.
If a woman does that on the first date, she's looking for a therapist. Okay?
What was that, Keith?
If a woman does that on the first date, she's looking for a therapist. She's looking to let all that inner stuff out. Okay. She can't talk to anybody else about it.
Like a sounding board.
As a sounding board, yeah. What's the therapist? The sounding board, right?
That's really the truth.
Yeah.
They need to lay their head on somebody's couch and talk, right?
Yeah, they gotta lay their burdens down on somebody, right?
Yeah.
Lord, they better call Jesus and get up out of my face with that. Keith, what's on the board?
Okay. That's it. I agree. We need a night show.
What's on the board?
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I agree. We need a night show. Now, grown folks dialogue is necessary. As much as I want sex, I need intimacy. I am not 19 anymore. I have to care about the lady I want to have relations with. Better understand among black men and women might persuade the passport bros to stay home. It might.
Ain't that so?
Oh my God, we are going to work on that conversation like this that we really do need to have, because people are not connected. I mean, they're having sex, they're getting married because as Ray Charles said, cheaper to keep her. You know, we can, if we move in here, if we do together, then I have more left out of my check and you have more. We got to find a way to make this thing work where people really feel good. And if you're a woman out there and you don't have sex, low sex drive, same thing for the man. I mean, don't be hanging out at the club and coming home late because you can't get an erection. You got high blood pressure, diabetes, and taking medication. You can't get an erection. You're more to that woman than erection, so you need to sit down and talk. And these are the things we're going to talk about on my night show because, hey, if all you got going for yourself is a penis that get erected, I feel sorry for you. I'm gonna say that again. If all you got going for yourself,
there's some guys that live off that. But
I got something for you. My cardiologist got some stuff, and boy, it's so cold blooded. It's called sildenafil citrate. Little bitty white pill, the smaller the pill, you know it's a monster.
Okay.
I still got the whole bottle. I said, shit, I'll just be intimate. They got me thinking I'm John Holmes now. Oh no, I'm good. You ain't lying, and it don't affect you.
But you know what you should do? You should do what's necessary when it comes to your partner, because now if you told her you go into a podiatrist, you have chest pain, you go into a cardiologist. So when you have a problem with your sexual apparatus, then why don't you go and see what's the problem? It's unfair for you to deprive your wife of a sexual experience because you can't get an erection. I mean, it's unfair. And if there are women who their libido is low, there's herbs, there's stuff on the market that can help you. And maybe it's because you and that man are having some type of misunderstanding. Maybe you're not liking him right now because of something he did. Maybe you have not, you feel like he owe you an apology for something. He just walking all over it, instead of saying, well, baby, I was wrong, so let's put this beside. It's about communication, because when you build that communication up and you mad, no, you are going to be impotent, you know? And that's the problem with a lot of people. It's all this stuff that they have going on, you know? Yeah. And Tim keeps talking about intimate work both ways. Tim, go sit down. What you know about intimate and who you having sex with? Tim better get out of my office, okay? You guys.
Oh, boy.
I mean, think about it. Okay, when you're upset, Tony, if you're mad with your woman, are you feeling sexy or intimate? Tim said
no. When I was younger, I used to do that, what they call makeup sex. Come here, baby. Let me show you something. I'm Big Daddy. And then she fall right into it.
You do something for makeup.
Yeah. But now, I say, let's talk. Let me just reassure her. Constantly reassure her. It's okay. And I don't get mad and angry. Yeah. This woman turns around and says, you know, babe, see, if you keep your mouth shut, men, if you got a good one, you just chill. Yes, baby, you're right. And then after a while, she said, you know what? I shouldn't have did what I did. Bingo. I know I'm winning. You see? They get to talk, but half of them, you ain't going to get no apology. You know, Lord, you need to reroute. Ooh, God. That's bad. I haven't had that problem. I hadn't had to chase nobody, and I don't know when. God will provide. That's all I can say. Well, and guess what? Didn't want this in the beginning because you're too structured. She reminded me of Dr. Rosie. Hell, I don't want her. Oh, God. But no. But guess what? That's the best thing. I said, Lord have mercy. I'm winning now. I got it.
You see, you just got to learn when to fold and when to hold. The most important thing, I think, in this relationship, you got to learn one thing. It's not just about me. It's about us. It's not what you want all the time. I don't feel, there's nothing wrong saying, you know what, I don't feel like having sex today. And a lot of time, when a woman, she just wants intimacy. She don't want your penis, okay? So you think time she kiss you, time she hold you, The most powerful experience that a person can feel is when that man has an erection, they are intimate, and he lay his ass down and go on to sleep. You don't have to do something with every erection. That's why people get in trouble. That don't mean you have to have sex because you have an erection. Keep your power. That's your power, that you don't have to do something each time you get an erection because the person is being intimate with you. She's not saying I want to have sex with you. Don't get it twisted.
That's so true.
Maybe she enjoy your kisses more than your penis.
She might.
Night talk. I think that's night talk.
She might, but
Hey, Doc,
but the little man has another other ideas when you get intimate, though.
hey,
But
Dr. Rosie,
why do you
you're
have
right.
other ideas?
It's,
If the woman
it's
just
called
want to control you
it's
and
called
just want to,
it's called
why you gotta
testosterone.
do something with your penis?
It's called testosterone.
You gotta learn to control testosterone.
Yeah, it's easier.
Tell it
It's
to
You ain't
easier after
lying.
behave.
35. It's easier after 35.
You ain't lying. Dr. Rosie, you ain't lying. One time I was doing the phone play and this and that. She got off of work. I'm sitting there. All I heard of was snoring. I said, well, I'll be damned. And then so she said, baby, why you stop with your tongue? I said, hell, you was asleep. She said, oh, you don't have to stop. I said, oh, I got it now. I got it now. And that's when, like you say, I had to train that testosterone. I'm good. I'm cool. But shit, I'm trying to gear my mind towards hurry up and write this book so Dr. Rose can publish it. Man, I got a ghostwriter, but I got to finish it. I said, she got to channel that energy somewhere else. I'm 61 now.
That's key. That's key for men and women. And Shawannah mentioned that a friend she had, but at 61, you're supposed to be more powerful than ever.
At 61, yes.
At 61, you're supposed to be powerful. Number one, the kids ain't coming knocking on the door trying to wake you up. You're more settled in life. You're supposed to be real powerful. Your worries and your stress should all be over, because if you're with someone who's been worrying the hell out of you, you should have probably been at the divorce table by now and restructuring your life. At 61, you're supposed to be, vibrant, full of energy. Oh man, you're supposed to be on it. That's why in my book I write a chapter, The Benefit of Making Love to Men Over 40. Okay? Because it makes a big difference. They are not rushing. They want to enjoy the scenery along the way. They're not just rushing. Let me get to the trip. Let me get to the park. No. They want to enjoy the scenery along the way. That's why women have more enjoyment with men over 40 when they understand that it's not, you got to get to the orgasm. Some people, that's all they focus on. They start out talking about an orgasm. Come on, make love. Forget the orgasm. You don't even have to have it. Hey, what's the big deal? What's the big deal?
Right.
You know what? I'm sorry. I got into night talk. Let me cut that out. I'm going to say that from a night talk show. So
no, that's
you guys
gonna be
spread
good.
the word that Dr. Rose is going to start a night talk for grown folks.
Oh, boy.
Grown folks, baby.
That is ready. So, Rosie, that is so important. You are not lying not one bit. Now, I can't lie. I thought my head told me, shoot, I better try a young one. They look at me now like I'm retired and got money. Young one, I said, wait a minute. Ain't nothing jumping off here either. Well, I'll be damned.
See,
that's a waste of time.
That's how.
Because I need to that's your mind, man.
Thank you.
But I got the younger one, it worked better.
Tony, say that again. You guys really need to talk about that. They always think, well, I need to just get me a young woman. You ain't, if it ain't getting up with the woman you with, it ain't getting up with nobody.
Hey, the Joker got up with them Sildenafil 5Ks, but the thing was, I couldn't even finish. I said, wait a minute. Now, I done trained myself to give my energy somewhere else. Oh, man, I'm tired of looking at her. She looks like a 90-year-old woman now, and she ain't but 30. I don't even want that.
In other words, posting that clarity, huh?
You gotta understand.
See, now you know you're in the right direction.
You gotta understand.
And the woman said,
Tony,
then she had nerve to say, what's your problem?
Yeah, you gotta understand when it's you. We got to learn to look in the mirror. Who is a man in the mirror? Okay?
There you go.
It's not the other person. Who examine yourself first before you start looking at your partner. If something wrong with him. Check it out and see if it's something wrong. Where's your mindset? What are you thinking? Where you are? Where are you emotionally? Where are you financially? Because some men, if they broke, everything else is broke. Okay.
Ooh, Lord have mercy.
I'm just saying.
Broke starts in the brain.
Yeah, we gotta work on intimacy.
Ain't that right now?
Sex does not begin in the bedroom, and I always tell people stroke the mind before the behind. Okay, get that mind right. Find out where she is emotionally. Find out what she's feeling. Where you at, baby? You know.
Yeah.
But the key
Mm-hmm.
thing is for people to understand in these relationships, it's not about
Yeah.
you. If your
Right.
mate
Mm-hmm.
wants something that you don't
Mm-hmm.
like, you don't like movies.
Yeah.
I don't like going to the park. But she just wants you to be with her, closeness. She want her man with her. You can't go to the park for an hour with somebody that you claim that you love.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what are you willing to give up to get something? Life is about giving up to get, and that's critical.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Keith, you have some closing words because we're coming to a close. I want um, them to let us know when this show is going to air tonight.
Okay. Uh, well, basically, intimacy basically is, I would say, three things, right? Is communication, respect, and trust. Okay. You want to be intimate, you got to have those three things. Without those three things, you can't be intimate. And we always forget that. Okay, especially for a man. Okay, trust and respect are number one. Okay, and then communication is a third because men and women communicate differently. So you have to be able to understand the other's language. But if you got those three things, you can nail those three things. Intimacy is not a problem.
I like you. It's really key what you said, Keith. Trust.
Mm-hmm.
If I can trust you,
I can trust you.
I can be intimate on an emotional level because
Mm-hmm.
I can share with you.
Mm-hmm.
That
That
is
mean,
so critical.
that
Trust.
means don't go back and tell your girlfriends what your husband has revealed to you that was a secret. Okay,
Wow.
because it's gonna get back, and guess what? If he finds out that you betrayed his trust, he'll never tell you again.
That is so key because when you trust a person, you can
Mm-hmm.
trust them with your feelings.
Mm-hmm.
You can trust them with your emotion. You can share tears with them.
Mm-hmm.
You can share, and once you do that, it opens up a whole new space between you and that person because
Mm-hmm.
now they feel your heart. They
Mm-hmm.
see your soul. And that's how closeness began to merge. But some people don't talk about nothing but the all surface. I ain't letting her know nothing about me, about
Yeah.
what I feel, what I
Right.
like and
Yeah.
dislike. I'm keeping that to myself
Yeah, because you don't trust her. Yeah.
because you don't trust. Any
Mm-hmm.
man that cannot open up to you, but
Mm-hmm.
yet you know something is wrong by his behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Either he's been hurt, has not forgiven somebody, or somebody haven't forgiven him.
Mm-hmm.
Those barriers are there so the other person can see it.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
once you build that trust
Mm-hmm.
and you're bonding, that person should know whatever they need to know about you. Are you gonna be together forever? Maybe not. But what you got to lose? You act like it. Well, if we break up, he going on channel 2 and tell what I said.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. That does happen. Okay.
You know, but don't worry about it. Don't worry about what's true. I tell people, don't worry about truth. Now, lies, that's a different thing. But folks, I just want to say it's time for us to heal. It's time for us to go forward. Life is just, it is said too short. It really is for you to take all this stuff to the graveyard.
Yeah. And the show will repeat at 6 p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. Eastern time. And don't forget about Dr. Rosie's YouTube channel. A lot of this information will actually be on there.
That's right. A lot of our shows are there. Go to youtube.com/Dr. Rosie 11. And you can hear top speakers and everybody who's been on my show, Dr. Anderson, George Fraser. It just goes down the line. We have some good shows there. So make sure and tune in tonight, innerlightradio.com, and this show will be repeated. What you need to know and what has the greatest impact on relationships, sex, or intimacy. So I suggest that whoever you're in a relationship with, I think
Mm-hmm.
you need to ask them that question. What's more important to you, sex or intimacy? This will
Mm-hmm.
give you an opportunity for him or her to start looking at what does intimacy mean and what is intimacy all about. And then you can tell that person what you like. I'd like for you to, to hold me longer. I just want to lay in your arms. I ain't trying to have sex with you. I just want you to just let me lay in them big arms, okay? I'm not asking you for anything else, so don't be ducking and hiding because you think I want to have sex with you. I ain't interested in sex with you. Just want to lay down here with you, okay? Woo!
Yep.
Night talk.
Yep.
Night talk.
They're not ready, Dr. Rosie. I'm telling you.
You don't think they're ready?
No, they're not ready.
Well, I sure won't get up in the church after this, huh?
We have to not tell them about that one.
And we have to tell all the listeners, don't tell the pastor.
Don't tell the pastor.
That's right. All right, you guys, we're out of here, on our way. Looking forward to a brighter day. You guys have a great day and just keep doing what you're doing. If it's right and if it's wrong, turn around and make a new start. Life can be beautiful. It's your choice. Y'all have a great day.